Morning everybody, Saturday morning, different hairdo again. The other week I had it cut short, as you remember, from down here to up here. So I've had a trim and a soft perm and a colour. Not sure whether I like it, but I'll either get used to it or have it cut again. So I've come on with a few thoughts for the weekend, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. So some thoughts from the winsome witch here. I shouldn't joke about that, should I? A certain crafting lady will take it that I've actually admitted to being a witch. It isn't funny, Sherry. Well, you know it isn't funny because you've got no sense of humour, have you, dear? But all the libel and the slander you and your family propagates, I think rather than just going and fixing to get things straight, you need to be going to get things straight in your head with the aid of a psychiatrist. Anyway, my thoughts for my friends, or just anyone who comes across this video today. First of all, be kind to yourself. How you go throughout your life, the choices that you make, and the way in which you live your life dictates your tomorrows. Rather than blame circumstances, blame other people, blame fate, take responsibility for what it is that occurs in your life. Excuse me, I need a tissue. Think, change your thoughts and you change your life. Change your thoughts and you change your future. There's nothing more reprehensible to me than liars, than people who groom other people. For example, we've seen it, haven't we, with the BBC in the UK, where we've got the likes of the higher-ups, the notables like Jimmy Savile and others, grooming young journalists and young girls who go on their shows. And these paedophiles and stalkers and groomers have ruined so many lives. That's why I think it's important to instill into our children that they are entitled. Children are small human beings, obviously, not merely children to be pushed from pillar to post and told that you must believe this and you must believe that. We must instill into our children the belief that they have choices that they can and should be making. When things are wrong, when an adult behaves inappropriately towards them, when things are said that they know to be wrong, then they shouldn't do them, they shouldn't be swayed by them, and they should tell a trusted adult about them. You know, it's our choices and our actions in this life that show who we truly are. It isn't our abilities or earthly talents It isn't our physical wealth. It isn't the fact that we've been born by some accident of birth into royalty or the elite circles. No. What truly shows who we are and what we are worth is the way we conduct ourselves, the choices that we make. And sometimes it isn't until people get older that they actually realise that they do have choices, that they can have influence over their own life, that they are not lesser than anybody else because they've been born into poverty or because they've been born into a family that hasn't nurtured and nourished their raw talents. You know, we've got people in power, in governments now. The world is in such a mess. The people we've got in power are not those with the best abilities, those with the best choices, with the best intentions, but the people who are in power simply by dint of the families they were born into, by the wealth they have, by the power their families hold, and they are puppets on a string to bring about a malevolence and misery in the world, and they are able to do that by accident of their birth. It's a very sad situation, isn't it? And therefore I feel that we all, every one of us, has a responsibility to ensure that every child is aware that they have choices, that no one is better than them. It doesn't matter what family they come from. Nobody should be curtsying or bowing and scraping to anyone by dint of their birthright. Birth doesn't give you any rights except to live on this planet and do the best that you can for the planet and for your fellow earthlings. That's the only right that birth gives you. Am I making sense? I hope so. Because my intention is simply to say, children and adults alike, from here on in, make choices today that your tomorrows are going to thank you for. Because if you don't have the right to do that, to influence your own life, who else should have the right? Who? Nobody. Liars, groomers, scammers, abusers. I lumped a lot of them in together. For some reason, they think that the world starts and ends with them. It doesn't. There is no start and there is no end. The purpose of each human being on this planet is to become awakened. That's the only purpose. Not to become awakened with the intention of doing anything or gaining anything or influencing anything, but simply to become awakened. The God spark I'm often speaking about within each of us assures that each of us, when we die, are immersed again in the whole of creation. Whether we come back to really into our spirit comes back into an earthly body to relive and learn more lessons, that isn't our choice. Do I feel I've got lessons to learn? Massively. Have I learnt lessons? Massively. Am I still learning? Oh yes. Every day I learn. Every day I have an open mind. Every day I try to do something for someone else. But every day I also know I have a responsibility to do something for myself. My purpose? I think my purpose is to reach out and touch others. Whether they agree with me or whether they don't agree with me. We're all on different paths, different pathways to the same place. So it doesn't really matter whether you agree with me or whether you don't agree with me. And I'm always open for discussion, always. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say for this weekend and thoughts to leave you with. I'm about to go out and see my husband with my daughter and my grandson. One thing I wanted to say about this Sherry saga, that she went to one largest channel, maybe two, to attempt to get another channel attacked, and also myself. Didn't work out for you, Sherry, did it? I warned you, because channels that indulge in comedy and are jokey and can be light-hearted, don't be mistaken for thinking that those people are fools, because they are not. And they saw through you. I'm glad to say it didn't take them long either. Don't underestimate people. Don't think people are foolish and that you are clever, because you are by no means clever, my dear. You take it from this winsome witch here. You're not clever. You're not a teacher. You're not as ill as you say you are. You didn't have heart attacks when you said you did. What's happened to the lupus? What's happened to all the lawyers that you're getting onto various people you said that have attacked you, various other YouTubers? It's taken you a while to sort of think, oh, I'll go in and I'll get these people on side and then I'll get them to attack. And me. Didn't work. It couldn't work. Because those people are far from being foolish. You are. But I really think, I feel that I'm dirtying myself by talking to you in this manner, or by talking to you at all. But you really do need to go and get yourself some psychiatric help. And just a little by the way here, little heads up. Should you start your antics again with your brother, making a channel to attack other people and think it's a laughing matter, those channels whom you yourself have brought into the mix will be notified, and then they can see for themselves exactly what dangerous yet ridiculous dross you are. To everyone else, have a great weekend, everyone. I'm not on here as much as I like because there's a lot going on at the moment, and I'm going to see Alfie shortly. I'm going to be seeing my brother later, who does have cancer, and so that's sort of my Saturday taken care of. But I will get back on over the weekend, and just have a great day. Be kind to yourselves and be kind to each other. Lots of love. Bye bye.